The Nintendo Switch Eshop has so many games on sale at all times that it can be really hard to find the real gems. And that is where we come in. We have got you covered, and this week the best deals to be had are on the US Eshop, so we've got 15 for you to consider. Speaking of gems, this video is brought to you by Hypercharge Unboxed. If you've never tried this miniature world FPS game, then you are missing out. Combining wave-based mechanics with tower defense and solid controls, you can enjoy this alone, with your friends locally or online, and there's always more content being added. There's a demo, so you can try this before purchasing as well. Now, let's get into these deals. Kicking things off with my pick of the week, the Borderlands Legendary Collection packs a serious amount of content into one tasty open world shooter package. You have the first game, the sequel, and Borderlands the prequel, plus most of the DLC content right at your fingertips. The Borderlands games combine linear missions with an open world, tons of shooting, and a vast amount of loot to go after. On the Switch, the games handle and perform well, so there's no disappointments there. All in all, this is well over 100 hours, possibly 200 hours of gunslinging that you can enjoy either solo with friends locally or together online, and with a very healthy 50% off, it's hard to look past this for my pick of the week. Jordan, Juan, what are your picks this week?
What's up guys, Jordan here, how the ruddy hell you doing? This week I'm going for a game called Alder's Blood. This is a nice mix up of something like XCOM and Darkest Dungeon, which immediately means it's going to be hard as balls. As you can imagine, it's pretty grim, but using stealth and tactics to overcome the monsters is very satisfying. We reviewed this for the channel, so be sure to check out that for more information, but in North America it's 50% off, coming in at less than $10, which I think is a fantastic jumping in price. Although, like I said, this isn't for the faint of heart.
Thanks very much, James. I'm going to choose Valfaris this week, and this is from the creators of Slain Back from Hell, and I enjoyed that game immensely too. This is from the guys Steel Mantis, and they're having another go, but this time taking everything they learned from their first game and implementing lots of improvements into this awesome 2D action game, which is pretty much balls hard, but pure awesome with its tight platforming and gunning with that awesome heavy rock soundtrack and violent, gory, pixelated visuals. You can't go wrong with 54% off for our American friends. Not on sale in Europe right now, but don't worry, they'll probably go next week because the USA and European sales always alternate week on week. Now get this one if you want an epic time, and don't forget you can purchase games from different regions. Check out our written guide on how to do that in the description below. Take care everybody, see you next week.
Great picks there, guys. Last week we featured the pre-order of the Dead Cells Fatal Siege bundle with a really healthy 30% off, and this week the base game has its largest sale ever with 50% off as well. Dead Cells is a Metroidvania that keeps you coming back for more. It's one of the best games on the Switch with its roguelike, silky gameplay. There are vast numbers of weapons and upgrades to discover, as well as secrets to be found. The controls are excellent, and just everything about this game brings you back for one more run. If you have an Xbox, then this superb game is available on GamePass, along with a bunch of awesome indie games, which we covered over at GamesXpanse yesterday, so be sure to check that out too. Civilization 6 from Sid Meier is a glorious journey through the Age of Man, from the Stone Age up until the spacefaring future. It's right at home on the Switch, either docked or on the move, and there's no better time sink than this sim game. Civilization is right up there, earning rave review from Juan, which you can check out up at the top right hand side. With 67% off, this epic is a steal and an easy recommend this week. XCOM 2 is one of the best strategy games ever in my opinion, so I was really happy to get my hands on it, and it doesn't disappoint on the Switch. This is a turn-based, tactical, sci-fi epic that sees you fighting off aliens that overtook our home planet. You know the game, it's been around for a while, and it's brilliant. Simple as that. This week we are certainly getting treated to a bunch of collections, and this one is one of the finest set of first-person single-player shooters out there. BioShock, along with BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite, are all here with their respective DLC content. The BioShock games are set in a creepy dystopian future, locations full of thought-provoking material and beautiful places to explore. Tying this together, is an intriguing tale and superb gameplay. This collection is excellent and the Switch port is fine work, a real steal with 50% off. Urban Flow sounds a bit dull, but don't disregard it. This is a puzzle game in which you direct traffic, and yes, it is more fun than you would expect. Set across 100 levels, it's all about feeling the flow to direct traffic and keep on top of the various mechanics. It's quite rhythmic to play and can also be enjoyed in multiplayer. Phantom Doctrine is a strategic turn-based espionage thriller game. It plays out a little bit like XCOM that we just covered, but set in the spy world. You manage your network of spies and send them on missions where stealth is often the best option. Set at the height of the Cold War, this is all CIA and KGB. In between missions, you manage the tedious tasks of a spy network, and it can become tedious indeed with so many small things to do. It's a great concept, but its execution leads to something less fluid than you might hope for. But if you're a fan of tactics and dictating from the shadows, then this one certainly might be for you. Reduced from $20 all the way down to $2, Hard West is worth buying purely on price. But on top of that, it is actually a very good turn-based tactical game, which we really enjoyed here at SwitchWatch. This one went on sale in the UK, and now it's a big bargain in the US. It was a tad expensive at the time, but if you love Western games with a twist, then check this one out. Here we have Western legends, demons, arcane rituals, and even satanic cults. But the combat and story is enough to get you invested into the game and its lore. This is a fantastic bargain. Call of Juarez is a first-person Western shooter on the Switch, and you get to visit mines and saloons with a real focus and homage to the Wild West tales. You are a ruthless bounty hunter on the trail of notorious outlaws. What I liked about this game is the fact that it's Western, and I can't think of a much better setting than that, where you get to become a gunslinger in mastering your weapons, unleashing some cool and lethal combos in this adventure. If you like motion controls, then you're in luck, as this has that option too, and this features on our top Switch FPS list, and now it has a very healthy 50% off. If you missed it last time, Super Chariot, the platformer puzzler from Microids, has 90% off. This was actually on sale in the UK and EU as well. Playing as a princess and her fiance, you need to drag a chariot with the late king's remains through 25 subterranean levels to his final resting place. Morbid indeed. Along the way, you are taunted by the ungrateful king's ghost. You get to face enemies, gather loot, and take physics-based puzzles on. It's a well-accomplished game that has replayability and plenty of fun moments and secrets to find. It's decent on your own, but it is a real treat in local co-op, either in tabletop mode or on a TV. And this one is a solid package, and at this low cost, you can't go wrong. Blossom Tales: The Sleeping King delivers on its promise in recreating a gaming classic and gives us an ode to one of the best games of all time, Zelda: A Link to the Past. The story is a laugh, and I love how it references other games in a tongue-in-cheek way. There's plenty of content too, and even diverging decision points in the game. The puzzles are solid, and it follows a tried and tested method of dungeons, new items, and big bosses with weak spots to discover. It's a lovely little RPG that you will no doubt enjoy if you like this old school style of game. Thief Simulator does exactly what it says on the tin. Playing as the thief, you are introduced to the mechanics of your trade. There is no deep story here. This is a sandbox game that slowly adds more and more dastardly skills to your repertoire. When it came out, Jordan gave it a 6 because it had performance issues and felt like a good idea that's still in development. Since then, the developer has added some more content and improved performance, but there are still issues. Still, it has 90% off. It's an interesting game to try out. The original Bleed is a tight, focused twin-stick shooter with platforming thrown in for good measure. There is no filler. It's fast-paced action at its finest. In this bundle, you get the original title and its sequel, which offers an even better experience. If you are after a solid action game to enjoy from start to finish, then this bundle is a great choice. Throw in co-op and multiple difficulty levels that unlock additional items, and you're on to a winner here. From the same developer as Juan's pick this week, Slain was originally released on other platforms. It had poor controls and some issues that let the game down. But when it got ported to the Switch, a lot of these were fixed, and what we're left with is a Castlevania-inspired heavy metal hack and slash decent title. If you love a brutal challenge and don't mind dying repeatedly, then this will be the game for you. If you don't find that fun, then stay well clear of it. There are no difficulty settings here. It is what it is, so you either love it or you don't. What's your favourite out of these, and did we miss any awesome eShop deals this week? Do let us know in the comments. We'll be back tomorrow with a roundup of the latest Nintendo Switch physical releases, and check out our PS5 and Xbox Series channel, GamesXpanse, if you dabble in those consoles. Thanks very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Until then, take care.